So I shaved the wood off up here in order to get it to fit in there, because the diameter of this haft was actually a little bit wide for the opening. But what's interesting about that is I didn't actually shave all the way down here in the middle. And so what I'm discovering is as I get lower here on this haft, it's actually binding up on the fatter wood down here, and it's making it harder and harder for me to hammer this down any further, because again, the diameter is too thick because I haven't shaved down here. But what I notice is by keeping the diameter of the wood thicker down here towards the middle, it self-limits this from going down too far and over splitting the haft. So interesting discovery there. But I also maintain a little bit more mass through this wet wood here, so that once I get this tied up and start chopping, there's really a lot of weight being delivered right to that tip, or edge, excuse me. But yeah, this is a nice haft. So what I might do here, since I had to remove the bark here in order to reduce the diameter, is carve some grooves here in the wood, so that as I start lacing my paracord throughout all the lashing holes in and around, above, throughout, and below the axis, it will lay in those grooves. And once I tie it off, it'll really hold it tight. This is a really nice hafting here. This one should hold up for a really long time. So as you can see, I've carved grooves around the top of the haft, right where the lashing holes are, so that the paracord that I'll use to lash this head to this haft will hold on much better on this debarked haft that I got here. Should do the trick though. As you can see, the axis is all hafted up and lashed properly here. So I'm gonna do a little chopping. All right. This is a really good lashing and haft. This thing hasn't budged a bit. If you want to come in close, you can see how that rear facing trigger right there at the bottom edge, at the bottom of the belly edge right there.
You have to stop moving it, my love. There you go.
Right there at the bottom, you can see it's maybe shifted a millimeter up. But the thing is, any movement this has up makes all of the lashings above it get tighter and tighter and tighter. So in effect, it becomes more secure after you chop for a little bit, but this one was already very solid. You can also see there, the back is not budged at all. Yeah. This is hard wood too. Really hard wood. I will confess, we did not use the axis to chop all of this wood here.
Can you tell?
Yeah, this is a good hafting. I'm really proud of this one. And the forward and rear facing triggers are perfectly aligned right over the split. So it's just dead centered on this one. A really nice haft. If you also look here from the side, you can kind of tell I have contoured the haft so that I have a bit of a groove there for my fingers to rest in. Definitely makes it a lot more comfortable. I could do a leather wrapped handle or something on that if I wanted to. The thing is, this is all still very wet, and it's a lot heavier than it will be ultimately, you know, 4, 5, 6 months from now once it is fully dried out. But once it is dried out, the other issue is I'll probably have to go back and relash this because the wood will shrink. So it's something else to keep in mind if you're going to try to reuse a Haft later on down the road. But for the time being, you know, while it's wet like this, you probably wouldn't really have to do much with it for a couple days of use. Now, if you're using it really, really heavy, you know, you might have to redo your lashings occasionally, but a Haft like this will last you a long time. How's it feel?
Solid. That's a nice Haft.
Groovy.
Yeah.